you so, so much. I have a couple of little visitors on the rug today. In case, wave to the camera, please. And I wanted to, it's very strange being here without you guys. I really miss you all so much. But we're all doing the right thing by staying home and keeping each other safe so that we can get past this and all be together again. So I'm going to read you a story today. It's one of my favorite stories. It's one of my favorite stories, and I think it's a really good one for today. It kind of tells us about kindness and about everybody being okay just as you are. Whoever you are, you're perfect, just being you. So, this is the story of Ferdinand by Munro Leaf. What kind of animal is Ferdinand?
A boy.
Oh. Looks like a ferocious bull there, huh?
Oh yeah, I saw one of those videos that they're chasing the people.
The story of Ferdinand. You have to sit still on the road. Once upon a time, in Spain, there was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. Boom. But not Ferdinand. I hope you can see this story. He liked to just sit quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture under the cork tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in its shade all day long and smell the flowers. Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head? His mother would ask. I think I skipped a page. Uh-oh, there it was. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head, she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. I like it better here, where I can sit just quietly and smell the flowers. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. Sure makes him happy, right? As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. Yeah. All the other bulls all the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to be in a bullfight in Madrid. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest and the fastest and the roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. and jumping, so the men would think that they were very, very strong and fierce and might pick them.
Wait, what about Ferdinand?
Let's see, what about Ferdinand? Oh, Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree and to sit down.
Like the water.
He didn't look where he was sitting though. Uh-oh. And instead of sitting on a nice cool patch of grass in the shade, he sat down on a bumblebee.
Is it gonna sting him?
Well, if you're a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would probably sting him. And that is just what the bee did to Ferdinand. What's happening with his face?
The bee stinged him.
Ah! Wow, did it hurt? Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting and butting and pawing at the ground as if he were going crazy. What's going to happen? The 5 men saw him and they all shouted with joy. Here was the largest and fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bullfights in Madrid.
Whoa! It's because they'll be picked.
Yeah, so they think he's fierce, right? So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart.
In a cart, so all was.
What a day it was. Flags were flying and bands were playing. And all the lovely ladies wore flowers in their hair. They had a parade into the bull ring. First came the bandoleros with their long, sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick in the bull and make him mad. So pretty nice.
They wanted to eat them
Why do you think they wanted to make him mad?
because I think the boys really cut shacking him. What?
Let's see. The next came the picadors, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick in the bull and make him even madder.
Are they gonna eat him?
Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome, and he bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword, but he was supposed to stick the bull last of all.
Like the chorus head.
But the ladies are throwing flowers. What does Ferdinand like?
Flowers.
Then came the bull, and you know who that was, don't you? Who was the bull? Ferdinand. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the bandoleros were afraid of him, and the picadors were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff.
I'm not scared of anything.
I'm so glad. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat down quietly and smelled. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. And the bandoleros were mad, and the picadors were madder, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off his cape and his sword. he wouldn't fight. That's what they wanted from him. And for all I know, he is sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers, just quietly. And he is very happy being just who he is. The end.
The flowers, no, it's falling off.
It's falling off. Okay, how about a strength card?
Yeah.
Yeah, we miss having our strength cards. Oh, this one says, I am full of energy. I bet we're all really full of energy because we're kind of like stuck in the house a lot, right?
I'm full of energy because sometimes I bother my sisters.
Yeah. What do you do with all that energy? What do you like to do?
Play outside
Play outside?
with my energy.
What if you can't play outside? What can you do with that energy, do you think?
Play with your toys or watch TV.
Play with toys, or you could
Eat some.
or eat some. Yeah, well, we're doing a lot of that these days. Or maybe there's games you can play where you could use some of your energy. What kind of games could you play? Musical chairs. You could do musical chairs. How about games we play here at the circle? Sometimes we play cat and mouse. You can play cat and mouse with your family. That would be fun. So I want everybody to think about what you're doing with your energy. I know you all have lots of energy, so what are you doing with that energy? Maybe you guys can share on this page with all of your friends, because we all miss you and hope we're all back real soon.